Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Vision One Media Artist Shoutout podcast. My name is Ella Beth. I'm your host today, and we have a wonderful, talented artist by the name of TYRA D with us here today. Welcome, girl.
Hey, girl.
Right?
Hey.
Come on with the applause.
Okay. Yes.
So, TYRA D, you are an actress, a singer, a model, an entertainer, performer. So many things, yeah?
Yes, girl, I am. I actually started performing when I was like super young, when I was like 4 years old. But like you said, I act, I sing, R&B specifically, you know what I'm saying? R&B singer, I'm a songwriter. I do write my music, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, but yeah, I model and I act. So yeah, if you've watched The Shy, I was on season 4 of that. I've also done like voiceover work for Target, BET Networks. I've done like feature films. So yeah, I've been performing my whole life, and this is just really my passion, and I love it.
Tell us a little bit about your early life. So what got you into performing?
You know, it's crazy because my mom, she put me in performing. Like, I started dancing first. So my mom, she was like, oh, girl, let me just sign you up with my best friend. We both started dancing at like my performing arts studio, like a dance studio. My mom was like, oh, let me just, put her in there for fun. Okay, but girl, nobody knew I was really going to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
So I started dancing, and after that, like, they also had modeling classes, acting classes. So that's kind of like how I got into all of it. And I really was like, by the time I got to high school, I was like, yo, like, I really got to do this. I don't see myself doing anything else. I got to do this. Let me take it serious. Let's get it.
I love that. I love that you just knew from a young age. You were like, this is what I'm born to do.
Yeah.
I mean, for some of us, this is what I'm gonna do. There isn't anything else for me. So I love that for you.
It was literally like, I would be like 6 years old and I wanted to act so bad. I would write scripts. Like, and I would have my mom, she'd have a camcorder. I'd be like, girl, we got to get my best friends. They're going to come over and we're going to film this movie that I just wrote.
Wow.
Like, literally, I would write little stuff. I come across like little notes and I'll be like, when I get older, I'm going to be a superstar. Like, I was not playing, okay?
I love that. That's so cool. So what about your best friend that you did the dancing classes with? Has she followed?
No, well, she still kind of dances, but like, it was me that was like, girl, you know what? Yeah, I got to do this. She's going in like the more healthcare route. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you said that dancing came first and then acting next and then singing?
Well, okay, so my mom said when I was a little kid, I was always singing like the Luna song. Every time I would hear stuff on commercials, I would always be humming and singing. So I probably used to know how to sing when I was like a baby. No, not a baby, but you know what I mean? Like, I started off in the choir when I was like in elementary school. So I started with gospel when I was in elementary, and then like it just grew from there. So I guess it kind of came in the order of dance, acting, modeling. I don't know. It was all about the same time. It was, I don't know. It was just all a collective. So, yeah.
You just knew you wanted to perform, be on
I
stage,
knew it
be
had
in
to
front
be
of
something.
people.
I had to be, yeah.
Okay, I love that. So in working into your music and being a singer and also a songwriter, what would you say has been instrumental in developing your particular voice, like your own sound?
I think that you always have to have inspiration. So, like, I'll look after people like Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, like Boyz II Men, like the greats, okay? But I also know, like, let me put my own flair to it. And, like, when I write my music, I love to go off of experiences that are really personal to me or, like, really, close to me or people that I know or whatever, just always tearing from that personal level. And also, like, I went to college for performing arts and a concentration in musical theater. So I really like the acting plays into it. So it's not just the singing. You really have to put your emotions into your music so that the audience can feel something. That's the whole point of like being an artist. Like, you really just want to make the audience feel something. So
You want to get on stage and like open yourself up and basically like give them a gift. Be like, this is me. I'm giving you a piece of me for
and
this
it's so
hour.
vulnerable. Especially. Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially acting. Like, it's so vulnerable. It's like one of the hardest things. Like, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in front of people.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize, like, as an actor, you're like literally people that are crying and stuff, like, you tap into those emotions. That could be a really hard place to get to. So, yeah.
That's wonderful. So what has helped you along the way with your acting in regards to like what has helped you to get vulnerable, to find that place in yourself to be able to pull those emotions out of yourself?
I think a lot of stuff comes from just really pushing through and knowing like you really want to do this. Like, for example, when I was in high school, there would be people that doubted me. Like, literally, it would be people like, oh, you want to be an actor? You want to be a singer? You want to do this and that? Oh, you're not going to make it. You're not going to do this. But those same people are the same ones that are like, can you help me? Can you teach me how to? And I just find like, instead of being discouraged by that when I was younger, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to prove y'all wrong. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, I am. So, yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Yes.
So what would you say are some of the highlights and some of the challenges that you've faced in your career so far?
Highlights, I definitely feel like everything is a journey. It's not about the end. It's always about like the journey that gets through it. So I guess as an actor, like, of course, people might think like the bookings, but a lot of things that people don't realize, especially with acting, you will get told no like 100 times before you get told yes. There's times like where it's with actors like, we'll get put on like a veil, which is basically like if you're about to book a TV show, it's between you and one other person. You can get released. And just that quickly, that role is gone. Like, but there's so many times in our careers where I have an audition list and I'll log it every year. And you go through and it's kind of like, you have to really push through because like I could look through and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, we had 100 some auditions. How many did you book? But you can't let that affect you. So it's like just always pushing through. And I just use that as motivation. Like, you know, I might not be where I want to be right now, but when I get there, I'm going to inspire some people. And along the way, I'm going to inspire some people as well. So, yeah.
That's so fantastic. So as you live the journey and go through it, what would you say that some of the challenges have been in that?
Just not wanting to give up. I've never wanted to give up. Let me just say that.
Okay.
But just always knowing that it's gonna work out in the end, and not letting people knock you down. Because, like I said, when I was in high school, people would be like, "Oh, you really think that that's possible?" Just don't let that get to you. And I think that can be a challenge. And even I think myself, or just in general, like sometimes we could be the biggest distraction for ourselves in a sense.
Yeah.
Like I could be like, "Oh." It's so easy to compare myself to others. Like, oh my God, I'm this old and like, I didn't book this yet, or I haven't done this, but this person did it. And like,
aren't laughing at your story.
But it's like, you can't get distracted by that. And I try not to think about or compare myself to others in that state, because I make my younger self so proud.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And there are other people that could look at me and be like, wow, she's like, her story is inspiring or anything. So, yeah, I think that is a challenge in itself, just not comparing yourself to where you are in your life, but just trusting the process, trusting the journey, and knowing that what God has planned for you, nothing can stop it, nothing can come your way. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Oh, I love to hear that. I think as a musician myself, something that I have struggled with my whole career is comparing myself and always putting so much pressure on myself. Like, you know, you haven't done this yet, and like your clock's ticking, girl.
Yeah,
like,
girl.
And then I just need to remember, like you said, you know, just taking a step back and looking at it. And like you said, like my younger self would be so
Yes,
proud.
yes.
I have to remind myself of that so often.
much.
Like, you know, 10-year-old Ella would be like, you host a podcast?
Right.
You talk to other artists? Like, so yeah, it's all trusting the process. Yeah,
definitely.
come on. So you also do TikTok, you have a vlog, and you have a series called Becoming Hollywood's Next Big Thing. Tell me about that.
Yes, girl. Okay, so this is where it started. So I've always, it's so funny because when I started my YouTube channel, I started like way back. But when I started my channel, it was like really when I started taking it serious for I was like in college. But this was before like vlogging was really like a thing. So like my roommates would always be like, why are you walking around with a camera recording everything? But it's so funny because it's so normal now.
Right.
So yeah, like, and then I definitely use TikTok. So I have a series on TikTok called Becoming Hollywood's Next Big Thing. Check me out, official TYRA D. Yeah. But yeah, it just really came from, I want to document my life because I feel like I said, I might not see like I'm where I want to be right now, but my journey can be inspiring to others. So like it came out of like me posting TikToks, and like some of them would go viral about me like acting. So I would talk about like bookings I've had, like stuff like that, and I would get so many questions like, "Oh my God, I want to be like you. Please teach me. Please teach me." And I'm like, okay, girl, let me turn this into like a series and talk about my journey. I'm not where I want to be, but at least like let's document it together so that when I blow up, y'all gonna be like, oh my God, that's that girl from TikTok. I've been following her. Like,
yeah. And having seen your journey, being able to like follow it closely and see, not that every person's journey is the recipe for the next person, but I think that's so inspiring and encouraging for other artists to be like, you know, we watch this thing blossom, we watch it happen. So that's so cool.
Yes.
That's so cool. And you also do within that, you do acting consultations for people?
Yes. So actually, I started the acting consultations before I started the TikTok series. So it also came from it's consultations with TYRA D, you know. But yeah. So basically, I would always get people like asking me questions on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they'd be like, I really want to act. Like, what do I do? I want to start. And I was like, I really want to help these people. You know what I mean? So I have like these consultations that are like one-on-one, me and you. And so we would get on Zoom. And I'll have like people fill out a questionnaire, and basically I'll see where you are in your journey. I'll see like, do you want to start acting? Are you already acting? You already have like headshots or a resume? Do you have a resume? I can help you critique it, edit it. If you don't, you want to start. Okay, let's talk about where you see yourself in a couple years. Let's see, what do you want to do? And I'll like critique it per person to see like, how can we start this journey? Because it's not a thing where it's like, oh, I'm just doing it. Like, there's so much room in entertainment industry, and I want to be able to help people, you know? So, yeah, I definitely do those consultations, and I definitely just want to help people, inspire people throughout their journey as well. So.
Yeah, and I'd like to also like play off that, saying that there's enough room in the industry. I don't know about you, but as a when I was in my younger days as a performer, I used to get really insecure, and I used to get jealous, not of other people's success, but thinking like I'm not good enough, and maybe there isn't a space for me. And I think I love that what you're doing by doing this acting consultations and with your becoming Hollywood's next big thing, official TYRA D, check it out. Is that you're encouraging others, you're giving them a little bit of a map, and you're also letting them know like there is space for everybody, because I mean we live in 2022. There literally is space for everybody. People like
literally
Lizzo have proved that. People like Billie Eilish have proved that. You know, people like the entertainment industry is so broad and so becoming so much more inclusive. So I really love to hear that. And also as women, as young women, I think it's really important that we lift each other up.
And I was just about to say that, because like a lot of times people will knock people down. And I think it's also because, like I was saying, like when I was younger, you don't always have that person that'll be encouraging you, or your peers won't always encourage you. They could be the ones that are so hard on you. So it's like, no, like why do you have to do that? Let's lift each other up. We can all win. Yeah.
That's so fantastic. So inspiring. We love that. We love that. So what are you currently working on?
Well, I am dropping my new single, Mutual. Hey.
Yes. All right. And so when is that dropping?
My single, Mutual, is going to be dropping on December 9th. So yes, and it's
2 days from now.
Yeah.
Check it. Official TYRA D.
Yes, Mutual. So yes, and it's also a part of a project I'm going to be dropping next year. So yeah, it's definitely part of that. And I'm just super excited to share my music, my journey, all of that. So yeah.
So your single Mutual, what inspired it? What's it about?
A lot of times in our lives, when you have a situationship or a relationship or whatever, you could be dealing with somebody, and then you realize, like, you know what? I know my worth. I deserve better than this. And that person might not be feeling you like you feel them, you know? And once you realize that and you start moving on, I feel like guys are like, oh, wait, I'm losing you, so let me just get you back. But it's like, no. It's fine. I'm good by myself. Now that you want me, I don't want you anymore. And I'm fine with that. So, yeah, it's really about, girl, you don't need him. Girl, you don't. I would be fine without you. Yeah.
Fine without you. So, in regards to that, the project that you're working on is an EP, correct?
Yes.
So what about the other music on that album? Are there going to be some other things that sort of touch on situationships, relationships? Do you pull from other inspirations?
Yes, girl. So the whole thing is a whole journey of like stories and trials and tribulations. Okay, but yeah,
The whole damn thing.
the whole thing. Okay, baby. Yeah, it's literally the whole thing is gonna take you through like how we feel about being in situationships or being in relationships, and just basically at the end coming up to realize like, you know what, I know my worth. Like, seriously. And you just progress from that. So, yeah, it's going to be taking you through that journey of
I'm so excited
love
to
and
listen.
heartbreak and lust and, all of that.
Yeah. And do you feel like working on this project, working on the songs in it has also helped you in your own journey to like move through those emotions and figure your own heart out?
I think that definitely, and that's why one thing I really just love about music and being able to write music is like, sometimes you can't express yourself, or like through music you can. So like I could be going through something and I'm like, let me write it down. Let me write it down, and then it'll help me get through it. And then once you're over that whole situation, you're like, hold on, this a bop.
Right, someone else is gonna like this.
Somebody else is gonna like this, and that's why I feel like a lot of women can like relate to my music, because they could be like, girl, yes, I feel the same way. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
Well, I love to hear that. So your single's going to be released Friday, the 9th of December, which is 2 days from now. Make sure you get on it at Official TYRA D. Where else can people find you if they're looking for your TikTok, YouTube?
I make it real simple, y'all. Okay, listen. All of my social media, my TikTok, my everything, TikTok, YouTube, all of that, you could just look up Official TYRA D. Okay, Official TYRA D. YouTube TYRA D, same thing. Official TYRA D. Yeah, it's all the same on all the platforms. So simple. Easy.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming and being a part of this podcast and being a part of our interviews.
Thank you.
For those who don't know, we run interviews doing the artist shout out every week, and we're always looking for new talent. Tyra is actually a great example because she found us online through Instagram and saw that we were giving shout outs and hoping to find other artists, and she came along. So please let us know if you'd like to be a part of this show, and we'd love to have you on. We'd love to interview you, talk about your music, your journey as an artist, and put it out there for the rest of the people to hear.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
You.
You've been amazing, and we're looking forward to your single release.
Yes, thank you.